Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Welcome to New Year 2018 on the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Oh, yeah, we're back, bitches.
Yeah, we are.
We're back, pitches.
Oh.
Are you going to go see that movie?
I don't know.
You love Pitch Perfect.
I like the original. Pitch Perfect 2 was okay, and then they ran it on HBO every day, and then I kind of liked it. So, yeah, I probably will.
Well, if you want to go with me and Mags, she is hitting me up hardcore. She wants to go see Pitch Perfect 3.
Do you ever see
When is that coming out?
It's out.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
They're
It's
back,
out.
pitches.
Have you seen that movie? Any of them?
I saw the first one.
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
it was
I
okay.
love that movie.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, why not? Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. Was that good?
Eh.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It wasn't as good as the first, that's for sure.
I think I'd heard that, so I'm like going, I'm not, because I liked the first one okay. I thought it was good. I'm glad I watched it, but yeah, if I saw one that was like less than that, I'd be like,
There's a lot of OTMs, over-the-top moments.
They're coming back, though. They're all in their professional careers now. They're not in college. They're coming back for one more concert.
I have a crush on that one chick on there, Brittany Snow. The redhead in there.
Oh, she's good looking.
I think she...
Was she? Who's in Mean Girls? Who were the girls that were in Mean Girls?
That is the girl from The Notebook, and I can't think of her name. She's very
Brittany
popular.
Murphy? No, not Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy's dead.
That's right. No.
She was in Clueless.
Yeah, who was
You're
it?
thinking of, what's her name? The girl from The Notebook.
Yeah.
With the mole.
Yeah.
She's real pretty. She's in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, she is. She's fantastic. Yeah, and I had her name like the other day. It's Rachel McAdams.
Thank
Rachel
you.
McAdams.
Shit.
Lindsay Lohan. Amanda Seyfried. Okay, so that's who that is.
The blonde girl.
Okay, and I didn't know that was Lacey Chabert.
Yeah. The girl that looks like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, she
Yes.
played Gretchen. Okay. I didn't know that was her. Now I know.
Yeah, there's some movies that you were saying you had never seen that movie before. You're like, how did you not see that movie? But there's some movies I'm like, I've never seen that, and it's a classic.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, so I've
never seen The Matrix, and people are like, you never seen The Matrix?
I walked out of the Matrix because I was so confused. I'm like, what is going on? My brain hurts. I got to get the fuck.
That's what happened. I was watching that people suggested you got to watch the Black Mirror on Netflix, and it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But if you blink and you're not following the storyline, it can be a little confusing.
It's too much work
A lot of
for
technology
me.
talk.
I need easier television and movies.
You never know. I mean, honestly, it's like, even with recommendations today, the thing that I found is because somebody's recommending, like, for my wife, like, oh, you got to watch Peaky Blinders. Everybody's like, oh, I got to watch Peaky Blinders. And she watched it. She's like, it was awful. She didn't like it.
I did love the Black Mirror. I think it's really good.
Okay.
Really good.
Yeah, I had some movies I wanted to try to get into. I didn't get through as many as I wanted. But yeah, I did watch Mean Girls. My kids had that fired up. I'm like, oh, okay, it was good. I'm glad I watched that.
I'll tell you a documentary you both need to watch. I watched it over the break. It's called Voyeur, and it's a true story. And it's about this guy back in the 70s and 80s. He bought a motel. He turned it into a peeping Tom, just like a chamber. He built not cameras. He built these little peeping Tom holes, and he would walk up there and watch people have sex. And they did this whole documentary on him. It's fascinating.
So it's real?
It's a real story. You would love it, Virginia.
I like a real story.
You would love it. Very good.
Freaky.
It's very freaky.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, and you think it's ending, and it's going to end one way, and then it kind of twists at the end. I highly recommend it.
Yeah?
It's fucking weird.
You got a lot of voyeur stories.
Who, me? I grew up in Lake Park, brother. We led the league in peeping Toms.
What do you have more of in your repertoire? Watching or being watched?
Wait, in my personal life? What are you talking about?
I'm just talking about going through the annals of history.
If I what would turn me on more
Sounds
if I was
painful.
being watched or if I was
So what have you been more a part of?
in my life?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. No one wants to fucking hear
Watching
it.
or being watched?
Probably watching, but that sounds creepy.
What part of that
That's
sounds
why
creepy?
I asked you.
Wow.
No, you're putting my feet to the fire. If I had the two, I'd
You
probably
bring up
watch.
a lot of voyeur things.
Something tells me
Yeah.
when he searches on YouPorn,
Yeah.
he voyeurs a
It's
lot of
not-
his stuff.
It's
The
absolutely.
camera's always outside the house looking in the window.
No, that's
Yeah.
fucking. That's.
I hid a camera in the shower.
I don't like hidden camera stuff. I like people. In fact, it's a turn off for me. I'm a big fan of if you're doing something in front of a camera, you know what's going on. Like that. That's all right. Let's change the subject. I tell you about a documentary to watch, and then you turn me into a fucking pervert.
It's your fault, Virginia.
It is your fault.
It's my fault.
I'm not peeping in windows.
You waved your magic witch wand and turned him poof.
Do you think the guy that was watching, though, do you think he jerked off?
Yes, of course.
He
Why
did.
else is he- yeah.
I think he talked it like 4 or 5 times per round.
Why else should he be doing it? I mean, you know.
Well, he said it was weird because they were treating it almost like he's a legit guy and he's not creepy, and they're doing this documentary on him. And he would, I think a lot of it was sexually driven, but I think
That's
there's
creepy.
a part of him, too, just started getting into people's lives because he literally had a hole through the vent in every room of the place, and he would stay up there for hours.
And it was a hotel?
It was a hotel, yeah. It's
completely
a fascinating
creepy and freaky.
story. Yeah, a famous journalist did a whole story on him. He's in the documentary, and then I don't want to give away too many of the details, but it was bizarre, and the guy was talking about how, look, there's a lot of voyeurs out there that you don't even realize. What am I saying? I'm not helping my case. Over
Yeah, no, you're not. The way you said it.
There's a lot of us out there.
That's what I heard.
I'm not a peeping Tom.
I don't trust any place now. Every place I go, I'm always looking for cameras.
He said
because
it took him a year to do because he did not want to get caught. And he goes, I want to make sure I did it right. And I want to make sure they couldn't hear me, but I could hear them.
Did he own the motel?
He bought it.
Oh, that's why.
He bought that
He
biatch.
bought it for that purpose.
And it had 2 women go along with it. He got married to one woman. She knew everything that was going down. And I think she passed away. And then got a new wife and was very loyal with him as well.
Really?
She knew he would
They
go.
knew what he did?
How you go along with that? That's crazy.
He tried to bring God into it. It was God's will. Like all this weird, bizarre shit.
Yeah, people do that all the time. Try to confuse stuff.
God does not want you peeking in on people. I'm sorry.
Doesn't seem
voyeur.
like it.
He made
Voyeur
it,
logic.
He made it
Yeah.
like he was the chosen one. This was his path. He was meant to spy on people.
He was meant
Peeping
to spy.
Jesus?
Yeah,
I'm not buying
I'm
it.
telling you, very fascinating. It's layered. This documentary.
You've sold it.
Okay, good.
Yes,
I'll add
he
it
went
to
at
my
it.
creepy queue.
I watched the movie Baby Driver. Had really good. I look now at the ratings a lot. They'll kind of determine about if I got a couple movies I'm looking at. I went with that. It was good. It's what you would expect. Kids basically a getaway driver for bank robbers. So it's everything you would expect.
Okay.
And it was good. But, it had, what's his name on there if you don't want to watch any, speaking of the pervs. Guy from, he's just in the news, Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey's in it.
He's in it.
He's a good actor.
Oh, yeah, you can't. I mean, a lot of times people want to try to mix the art with the person. And I get if you don't want to support somebody because they're a scumbag. I get that. But that doesn't mean that they suck at their craft because they're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. If you like that kind of movie, that'd be your thing. A good cast in it, too. They got, what's his name? Played Ray, comedian.
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is in it. He's good in everything.
You know what I listened to a lot of? I listened to a lot of those Howard Stern interviews
Mm-hmm.
because we were traveling on the road for hours and hours. And the Jamie Foxx interview was really good.
Oh,
they-
yeah,
they
no,
had
he's a fascinating
beef.
dude, yeah.
They had beef before.
Really?
Major beef.
Oh, I didn't know
really?
that.
Howard insinuated that Jamie was gay at one point, was going on the air and doing that, and they had a big old feud. And because Jamie Foxx does a podcast, or at least he did, called
The
The
Foxhole.
Foxhole, and they were talking some major shit with each other. Back, I would say that feud was about 5 years ago. I would say.
Oh, really?
And so they must have patched
That
it up.
recent?
Yeah,
huh?
must
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I guess so.
I got into Narcos a bit too.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Okay, how'd you like it?
I liked it.
Yeah,
It's just the same.
It's more of the same, but it's still fascinating because the storyline's progressing forward. So it's
Yes.
not like for instance, if you ever watch like the Bourne Identity movies, love them, but it's really the same movie done like I don't even know how many times they've done it.
Right.
I got lost in it. But Narcos, even though it's like the same storyline, still progresses on. There's different stuff to it. It's still fascinating. It's
different
still good.
families, different
Yeah.
players.
Yeah, still good. Still good. Got this recommendation here for a Netflix show from Diego. Said from what I hear from Kev, we got a lot of the same similar tastes in shows. One I stumbled on was La Casa del Papel, which is a TV series from Spain translated to English. Highly recommend.
When you guys read the subtitles, you kind of miss a lot of the movie though, because you're reading. You do miss some stuff that's on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something that you got to catch visually in the scene and you got to also find out what they're saying, yeah. So every now and then you rewind a little bit.
Narcos does good, though, because they go back and forth from English to Spanish.
They do a little bit. It's such. It really is.
It's
honestly,
a great way to follow it.
I might go watch again because it's like, I think part of like the New Year's, I'm not, like I said, I'm not big into resolutions, but I do think on what I've been doing. And then I kind of reset some stuff. And, I had a really good groove when we were doing the Miami thing, like working on that app to learn Spanish and was getting some of the vocabulary down, which I think is a good place to start. Haven't been on it really since we've been back. That's 3 years. I mean, I haven't been, I every now and then dabble, but I'm going to every day now try to dedicate 10 minutes to it. Just be like a little bit here and there. And obviously in a year, I got to be better than I am now.
Of course.
It's weird how the end of the year does make you kind of say, all right, what do I want to do better next year? I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to be better.
Well, for me, what's great about it, probably for a lot of people too, I actually have time. Like, I'm so caught up in the wheel that I don't really have a lot of time to sit and reflect. And so I actually have like time where it's like, oh, wow, I got nothing to do. This is great and rare. So I start, thinking and reflecting and things like that. And that's where you come up with these things, be like going, yeah, I should do that.
Reflecting.
And here's how I could do it.
It's a good thing. You look for answers, but sometimes you come out with so many more questions.
I hear you.
Where are you looking for those answers, voyeur? Are you looking at ladies' windows for them answers?
I didn't find the answer, but
I'd be the worst peeping Tom. You would hear me coming a
here.
mile away. I'd break the window and, oh, shit, I'm sorry.
Jason, is that you?
Fuck
don't let me bother you.
I brought some bird sauce.
That's not bird sauce from Bud's. Nobody wants that bird sauce.
Wait, I thought bird sauce was red.
Do you think all peeping Toms are jerking it?
Yes.
Do you think they all are? You don't think they just like to watch?
No, most are. Teresa in our chat room said, yeah, the guy you were talking about masturbated up to 6 times a night.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you rub that thing raw?
Yeah,
I think it hurt after a while.
See,
you got some good lube.
Six times. I mean, yeah. You're going to start to, it'd
I
be
think
a
your
little
nards
tender.
shrivel up.
You'd be tender.
Yeah, I think after a while, like,
It can be done,
yeah.
but you're tender.
But that 6th time, man, that's just got to be a dribble, right?
Well, at the 6th time, it's not even for enjoyment. It's for, yes, I can do it. I can finish 6 times. Like, it's not even for fun.
Why don't you put that same effort into going to the gym? I mean, come on. Really? Engineer Keith said, yeah, Jaybird would love Despicable Me 3. The main villain is an 80s themed bad guy. I can share it for free with you guys using any media server. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have given that away.
Whoops. You
Yeah,
just
we have a very giving
revealed the
audience.
details of his illegal plan.
Sorry.
The giving audience.
Y'all just throw away a TV monitor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was from our computer over here broke.
Oh,
I mean, you think you had computer problems. Me and
Oh, yeah.
Bird, our stuff just broke.
We were dark.
I sure has a whole damn computer in the trash. I'm like, well, all right.
We did
I
that.
was just kind of cute when I said take it out back and shoot it today.
We're making a statement.
I like it.
No, it
It's
wasn't
the kind of
us.
statement we need to make in 2018.
It was the engineer.
Something don't work, fix it or toss it. I love that. Good for him. Okay, talking about setting up some stuff like a lot of people doing different things like new resolutions. Talking a little bit about we got a plan possibly. I think Jay Bird, he confessed to me. He said, "Cab, getting close to the rock bottom. I got to make some changes." Even me, I think it's a good time when you start a new year. Like my trainer left me. He started his kind of his own thing, and so he had to go a different path in his life, which is all good. We had it on good terms, but I'm it's working out with Ponton now, and so it's. But I'm like, part of it's like I got to kind of change it up. I need to freshen it a little bit.
I think it's a big thing for anybody,
Yeah.
just in life, and
Yeah.
you don't have to wait till the New Year's to do that.
Yeah, so it's like, because I'm still trying to work out like I did when I had a trainer, but it's kind of tough when you're trying to do the same thing and you don't have a trainer.
Ponton's not going to yell at you like your trainer Kevin did.
Yeah, and
You need someone to get in your ass, man.
part of it, yeah.
You need someone to jump on your ass and say, "Let's go, Ross."
I don't know if I need that kind of workout
Jump
partner.
in his ass.
Yeah, it's an expression.
You got to build
We're
up.
going to skip squats today.
I'm going to take you in the back.
I'm gonna jump in your ass and make sure we're doing this right.
Is that right?
I think that's an expression.
Will you at least go barefoot?
Isn't that an expression? I'm gonna jump in your ass
We're
if you
doing a
don't
new
get it right.
homo workout video.
I gotta Google it now.
You
My-
don't need anything, just another man.
I'm gonna
You come out. There probably is that workout. There probably is. You could do body on body.
You could.
And do a gay love making workout video. In fact, you know what?
I bet it's out there already.
I could even start working through it. I mean, Jaybird, we could make it. Now we'd have to put on flesh-colored tunics, but I easily could draw up.
That's an expression. Oh, I'm gonna jump in your ass if you don't take out the trash.
Jump down your throat.
No, I mean I know that one, but all right.
I'll be all over your ass.
I'll be all over your ass, but not in it.
No. I think there is another expression. I'm gonna jump in your ass if you don't fucking move these pancakes. Like whatever you're talking.
You don't move these pancakes.
I'm just saying, like someone's yelling at you.
What is that, like a really bad IHOP manager?
Yeah, for that
High pressure pancake sales.
Okay.
Exactly for that scenario. But jump in your ass.
That's traumatizing.
Pancakes are made to order. We shouldn't have to be jumping down anybody's ass.
You know what I mean.
My boss is such a dick. It's only IHOP. Good Lord. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough stuff. Victoria was commenting on whenever Kevin brings up his diets and how he tries to eat 1,500 calories a day, then binges on weekends. Drives me crazy. I'm 5'4", 25-year-old female. When I wanted to lose weight, I only ate 1,500 calories. Hearing that, a man at Kevin's size is eating under 1,500 calories a day while also doing intense cardio and lifting is insane. It's no surprise why he binges every weekend. For me personally, eventually my calorie counting turned into an eating disorder where I found myself deprived all week long just to binge on the weekends. So she throws warning to the deprivation mode that you can do with your body.
How cozy is it, though, to binge, though, when you're so hungry? You're like, oh, shit, I got pizza, I've got cake.
Binge does sound amazing.
I just want to fuck up some shit like that when you don't care about what's going on, and you just want to have a very big, fatty meal. It's fun to binge.
Yeah, I didn't do too bad. I did pretty well over the break. Not too bad. I did one little binge where we had... But maybe it was even on Christmas Day. No, it was Christmas Eve day. We did pizza buffet.
Oh.
Where did you go?
Like, our house.
Oh, you made it into a pizza buffet?
Yeah. My mother-in-law, she jumped on it. We had kind of like a regular cheese, and you had like an all-meat kind of like thing. And then you had, she did a spicy buffalo.
Oh.
Or chicken buffalo. Yeah, which was good.
That's good.
So, yeah.
It's a party. Not everyone's invited. All right.
No,
I did the Feast of the Seven Fishes. You were invited to that. You didn't show up.
Yeah, and thanks to all the people on Twitter throwing me Twitter guilt. You got to really go and see Virginia. She wants you to go.
Oh, he didn't show up?
Nope.
Oh,
And
oh, no.
I made those mini French onion soup bread
did?
bowls
That he loves.
with the French
Just
onion
for him.
soup.
Just
The
for
only
him.
thing that was waiting was for me to put them together and then put the cheese on top. But he never showed up.
I couldn't. I swear to you, I really wanted to. Well, you don't give a shit. Whatever. I was going to show up. I couldn't. My family would have fucking killed me.
Well, they were invited too.
Yeah, they didn't want to go, though.
Gosh, yeah. Wow, that's... were you disappointed,
I
Virginia?
was crying.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I don't know what that says, but
I was crying, too. I'm like, I wish I would have went to the Seven Fishes.
Yeah. She went on to say, Kevin's body or anybody on a diet is physically and emotionally starving, and our bodies will do whatever it takes to get the nutrients it's missing, which means taking in as much food as possible, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No willpower will ever be greater than biology. Neither will counting everything we put into our bodies. Eating is intuitively eating when you're hungry, stopping all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm reading a lot of different stuff on it. The one thing about dieting and exercise, which a lot of people are probably seeing, and I've been into it for a long time and read a lot of stuff. It's very confusing. It's very tough. Working out to eating and everything else, there's a ton of different stuff that you're going to read, and it's very confusing. And that's why I think so many people struggle with it. And I think you could even break it down to your body type, too. Different foods, Virginia. In fact, I want to do that test. Where do you do that test to see what foods work with your body?
I did it at Revitology.
Okay, I'm going to jump in there and do it.
It's called a food sensitivity / allergy test.
Okay, yeah.
And it'll send back all kinds of details, not just on foods, but on allergens, mold.
I think the big struggle for a lot of people, and I know for myself, is the beginning part of everything. That starting point. Once I get to 10 days of actually eating healthy and exercising, I feel like I can now do it. It's that first week and a half to 2 weeks where you're just like, shit, man, I'm out of shape.
Yeah.
I want to eat fucking wings.
That's why, honestly, I think you should start slow. Anybody's doing it?
I agree with you.
Start slow with the food and with the exercise.
I agree.
Start slow. Don't jump in anybody's ass.
Don't
No.
jump in anyone's ass.
Or on their ass or around their ass. Just stay out of people's asses. That's my advice.
It's a real term, bros. I looked it up. It is. Don't jump in someone's ass is a real term. I'll send it to you.
You believe what you want to believe.
I'm not getting to prove over here. I don't give a shit if you believe me.
Victoria said, hey, you don't tell your kids they can only have a certain amount of calories a day because that'd be child abuse. Yeah, I got to tell you.
Actually, some kids do get put on calorie restriction.
Yeah, there's a big part of this. I understand.
If you're overweight, you should.
Yeah, but you want to eat 5,000 calories. Like I gotta put a cap on that.
Yeah, from Tori, I guess, sent this in. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I do. And there's, I get the general basis of it, but there are parts where it's like, I do know in things I've read, older guys need less calories. And so for me to eat the same amount of calories that I was eating when I was 20, and I've seen my weight in photos and things like that. And I'm like, when I was too heavy there, I was too puffy and just had too much body fat on me. And I think the whole time I'm muscle. No, you're fat, dude. So it's like, part of it, guys, as they get older, and I think a lot of people, you don't need as many calories. So that's, for me, I had to really start to be aware of that and understand what the portion sizes meant. My portion sizes were way out of control. So I'm also reading something, too, that has to do with, I don't know anything about it yet. I think it's called ketosis. And there's somebody reading about staying away from a lot of the sugars, processed food, white starchy things, and your body gets into optimal fat burning status when you get to this ketosis. I don't know exactly how to get there and whatever happens, but I'm going to start learning that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of different strategies, and I get what you're saying here, Tori.
All in 2017, did you at least one time get butterflies in your tummy because a meal was coming that you were excited for? Does that happen to you?
No, because you know what had happened to me, and like I would plunge into it. Like it's not like I had planned it out. I really kind of got away from, and she is right that I did do something wrong in the fact that some of the binges that I did were bad. I didn't binge as bad in 2017 as I did in 2016. That was an ugly year, and I hope I've been pretty good here recently. In fact, I might go back to the cheat day thing. I might go back to that because or a cheat meal.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, the ketosis thing I was reading, they encourage that. They say, in fact, a lot of people will, as you're depriving yourself, not depriving, I guess, but as you're restricting yourself from eating certain kind of foods, you say on Saturday, I'm excited, and they'll write down their menu for that day.
Now, that's what Jason wants to jump in your ass for, your cheat meal.
I mean,
he will push you.
I would jump in your ass for the cheat meal. How fun would that be? KVJ cheat day. We're all eating like our own little, Kevin's got a meatball grinder today.
That'd be fun. Yeah, no, that stuff would be fun. Maybe I'll get back to that stuff with my dieting where it's like, okay, this is a meal where it's like, hey, what are you going to have and make it count? I used to do that when I was working out before. Like I had a Friday night cheat meal, and I would plan it out because I had messed around, and I, on a whim, went for a meal that was like over the limits and what I would normally eat. And I'm like, gosh, I didn't really enjoy that. Now I got to wait a whole other week for my cheat meal. So you got to pick it carefully and pick something that you love to make it count.
Plan it.
Yeah, plan it.
Oh, there's so many ideas we could do with this KVJ cheat day. We could bring a sponsor in. There's a lot of shit we could do, man.
He's not worried about the KVJ diet.
He don't want the sponsors for the diet. He wants the sponsors for the KVJ cheat day.
But I think we could do good with this. Listen to the passion. I mean,
you got the passion definitely there.
But you got to make sure that you are good the rest of the time. And then you just have that one.
I agree.
Crazy meal.
Bird's all about living in both worlds this year. I'm making some changes.
I thought you were trying to live in both worlds last year. How'd that work for you?
Last year it was fucked. Last year, I don't know what happened to me last. I was off last year with everything. 018, Bird's back.
Bird is back, baby. Bird is back.
Talk to me tomorrow.
What is this? The year of the what? Every year's like an animal on that Chinese calendar.
Don't know.
I'm going to Google it.
I've never, ever paid attention to that.
Never?
I'll tell you what it is.
Including this year.
I can tell by Kevin, this is the year of adventure. This is the year of adventure. Because I can tell in your eyes, you're thirsting for adventure.
Yeah.
So am I, my friend.
Well, I want to shake it up a little bit. I always talk about, like, I love going to breweries and bars, stuff like that. But it's like, find something else. I want to get another pitch. I want to be like, okay.
I want another pitch.
Yeah.
On the calendar, it says 2018 is the year of the dog. It's kind of ironic because it's a Chinese calendar, and don't they eat a lot of dog?
I believe they do in some parts of China. Yeah. They look at their canines a little differently than we do.
So for them, it's about a year of dinner.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, there's different parts of the world that eat different. I think some places eat rats and things like that too.
Roaches, bugs,
it's a big staple of meat and whatnot. And maybe they got it right, we got it wrong. Maybe we just got to hang up about it.
That's why I always say, if you are born into something where it's not bizarre or weird, it's not bizarre or weird to you.
Yeah.
If you were raised to eat roaches, you may not like them. You may like them. It's not going to be bizarre to you.
No, absolutely. It's, what you're used to. Not weird is not weird. I mean, just look at Jaybird's family.
I could not. I would be so bummed out if I had to eat a roach. That would be a tough one for me to do.
Well, that guy died, remember?
Yeah.
That part of that roach's
in Lauderdale.
wing got stuck in his throat.
Even because he was in an eating competition, he was going fast. Even sitting down, knowing I've got a plate of roach and I have to eat them, that would suck. I don't know if I could do that. They got the white stuff in the middle.
You would have to cook them.
Yeah, you would. You'd have to have
just
a
because
sauce.
you want the bacteria to be gone,
and
right?
Plus, you'd want it to be. I think you'd want it almost burnt, so it's crunchy.
Just crisp it up and then just.
That would suck.
It wouldn't be awesome. Wouldn't be awesome. Maybe you get used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great question.
And then Tori said, P.S. Please bring back the Godcast with Pastor Sean. So, boy, that's a long time
You guys
ago.
should do the Godcast while you're getting Jesus tats together.
Yeah, you know what? The one thing I realized, you can't call it the Godcast anymore. Because a buddy of mine was sitting down, he's like going, hey, I heard about this podcast you did. He's like, where do I find it? I'm like, we got it on our website. He's like, so here, I listen to my podcast on this thing. He's like, where do I find it? Typed in Godcast, 80,000. Yeah. I'm like, all right, so we can't do the Godcast.
No,
we got to change that name.
There's Bodcast, there's Rodcast, everything you can think of, it's out there.
Yeah, so we have to. If we do that, we have to probably put it back out there. We'll put it on a different name, put it back out there. I'm actually, we're talking about it. I just want to make sure we got the right idea.
I really
because there's just so many podcasts that are out there, and religion and spirituality is the #1 category.
Really?
Because everyone's certain. We're all looking for answers. We're all like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, there's over 60,000 titles, something like that, and it's by far the #1. And so it's a big outside. How do you put out something that cuts through that anybody actually listens to?
I'll tell you how you do it. You do the podcast, and you and Pastor Sean, you do it shirtless. I'm telling you what, man.
He looks like he's on Baywatch. Yeah, he's.
That's how I feel about Beckett.
He's got abs. He's got all that kind of stuff.
Ryan Beckett's got a great body.
Gosh, yeah.
It's like,
Can we get more of Pastor Sean and Ryan Beckett and less of you two?
I know.
Let's resolve to make this place prettier in 2018.
You got a lot of balls, lady.
I actually do.
We're the hideous twins of.
Yeah, I'm the fat Beckett.
We're always the uglier.
You're the ugly friend.
We're the ugly friend in every group.
You're mad because you got a microphone.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's all we got going.
That's how we get in these groups.
That's the only reason why. Yeah, you're right.
I do realize that because I know chicks will do that in dude groups. I start thinking, I'm like, I am almost always the ugliest guy in the group.
Now I'm the heifer in the group of any group. I'm like, oh, fucking pot belly fuck.
Oh man! Talking the podcast, Takesha from Greenville, South Carolina. She's the one I ran into on the street.
Oh yes.
We had the family there. We were going across the street. She's like, "Hey, it's Takesha. I'm a big fan." I'm like, you know who I am?
How weird! That must have been so weird.
It was weird because I thought maybe she thought I was like Steve Buscemi or something. And I'm like,
oh, now that's
or whatever it was. I thought
you're not the prettiest guy, but come on.
Well, my first thought, I'm like, she has me
Buscemi.
mistaken for somebody. And I started thinking she thinks I'm like some really hideous
no.
movie star. And everybody talks about the doppelganger. I'm like, who does she think I am? And she's like, oh no, KVJ show. I'm like, oh no way.
I loved you in Big Daddy.
Yeah. So I didn't know at first. She was great. Yeah, we took a little photo with her. She said, I'm always bragging about the show, trying to get folks to listen to the podcast version of the show and the ATS here. Have you ever thought about doing an intro episode, maybe 10 minutes or so, that I can point people to just because of the show? It's so customized to people who've been avid listeners for, and listen every single day. Kind of like a brief history of the show, and you guys, so new people can jump right in, start to get it.
You mean actually do a 10-minute intro and keep it up for people if they want to?
Yeah,
that's a good call.
The thing about a lot of shows in our show is that, you always start with episode 1 when you're watching a show because you got to get the characters, and they do a good job of introducing the characters in that first couple episodes. But yeah, for radio, we
don't have an episode 1 per se.
Yeah, but even then, things have changed, all this kind of stuff. You've got,
right.
You're cramming now 19 years of stuff into that one episode. So it's
I like what she's saying, though. Something she can play for people that have never listened to us, so they kind of get who we are, and then you go in their ass.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So you get the personalities, you understand what we're all about.
yeah.
Like, okay, I get that Kevin's this way, Virginia's that way, Jay Bird, this is Denny's.
Character defining, kind of a introduction.
It's a good project.
That's a good project.
I like it, and a great suggestion. Thank you. Also, have you ever considered prizes for the pod people? I know so much of the show is geared toward locals, but being able to win KVJ swag would be awesome. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yes.
I love
Good
it.
suggestions. There you go. Said, send some sunshine my way, please. Yeah, probably cold where she is.
She's going to need it when this cold snap's coming through right now.
It's supposed to come at 3.
Ooh.
Like a neighbor knocking on that door. I'm here, bitches.
That way, huh? Our buddy Rolly want to know about podcasts. Said I want to ask this question because Virginia talked about podcasts. I was surprised to hear that she listens to NPR, which is something I listen to on a daily basis. Yeah,
it's very
Love
peaceful.
It
is.
There's so many shows on NPR. You can seriously look up all their podcasts. They have about 15, and they're always adding new ones.
and there's some of the best performing ones too. If you go to iTunes, which is pretty much the #1 place to get podcasts in the world, they'll rank them, and you can find a lot of NPR stuff that's on there. They do them well.
NPR can make you think too, man.
They do, and they tell such great stories. That one podcast, it's called This American Life.
Yeah.
And it is so fascinating. They'll take something that you would think, making Cracker Jacks. You're like, whatever, it's Cracker Jacks. And they will make it so interesting and compelling, and they'll tell you the backstory of the guy and the girl and the love story behind it. And then all of a sudden, you're just in it, and it makes the drive go by so much faster.
I love stuff that you listen to or watch, and then it keeps coming back into your head. You're like, oh, that was really cool. 2 days later, oh, yeah, I remember that. That's how I felt about that Black Mirror, watching that, because it's kind of like a mind-twisty thing. You're like, I think fucked with my head. It makes you think a lot. I love that shit.
Production values are great, too. I listened to Shit Town was the one that they had. And it's
Shit Town, yes.
Yeah.
That was the one after the first was Serial.
After Serial,
yes,
yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
and I got Serial loaded up, and I haven't listened to it yet. But and it was fascinating. It was just good storytelling. But they use a lot of elements of music, and a lot of it was recorded, so you hear voice, phone calls.
The same producers that produce Serial and Shit Town are the producers from This American Life. Ira Glass runs the show, and then all of his correspondents, they have their many little projects, and some of those mini projects, which is This American Life, turn into podcasts of their own, like Serial and Shit Town.
Yeah.
Those were started as stories on This American Life.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's very well done, and
so good.
Yeah, and they have the people behind it. I was looking at the staff that they have to put those things together, and
I mean, it's full on production, baby.
Yeah, it's like a year of that's their project.
Well, that's out of Chicago. They do all that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So the NPR stuff is a good place to jump off. You can go to like top 20 lists if you're looking for podcasts. Do Kevin and Jaybird listen to podcasts, and if so, which ones? I'm deeply intrigued by this because I listen to about 20 plus podcasts myself, including the ATSP After the Show podcast.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, in fact, I study a lot about podcasts because obviously we are in the audio business. And I got a lot. And a lot of people now are suffering from, they're finding a lot of great content, but not enough time to listen to it all. And I'm one of those people. And so you're almost like you get overwhelmed with so much stuff that is out there. And some of the podcasts are so long, that it takes a while. For me, I don't get through a lot. All my drives are really short. To work, it's 5 minutes, and then to the gym, it's 15. So that's all I'm in the car every day. The Tim Ferriss Show, I listen to that guy and I read all his books, and he just talks to other mentors and gets advice from them. Everything from things to be successful, ways they motivate themselves, how they live their lives, finance to even, working out. So I get a lot of stuff on that. So Tim Ferriss Show is something that I have loaded up. Entertainment-wise, Adam Carolla has been good. Joe Rogan has been good.
Yeah, I'll listen to Rogan sometimes.
Yeah, and also I used to listen to, but I just ran out of time to listen to, what is it?
Mark?
What the fuck? Yeah, WTF. Yeah, Mark Maron.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had some pretty good stuff, but I haven't listened to him for probably well over a year.
It's tricky because there's so much out there, and then you can search by, like, say you're a big fan like me of Jason Mraz. You can just go search for all the podcasts where he's come on somebody's show.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's a whole subsect of podcasts that you may not have even realized just were out there.
It's ridiculous if you're a fan of something, the weird, unique material they've got out there.
Yes.
It's a very awesome time to look for shit.
You can go on YouTube, too, and you can go and find just about anything on anybody you're into.
When I first discovered YouTube, it was our old producer, Mariana, who showed me. I'm like, what is this shit? This looks annoying. And then I was typing in Billy Joel and all of these old concerts from the 70s that I thought I had seen everything from Billy Joel. And all of a sudden, there was 3 days worth of videos. It was like, holy shit. And I've never been this.
It's amazing all the stuff that you
YouTube's
can find.
amazing.
Yeah, it is. And there's a ton of stuff out there. In fact, like I said, there's just a deluge of podcasts now, and I think, finding the good stuff is what's tough.
If YouTube said, all right, you got to pay $20 a month for a subscription, I wouldn't like it, but I would do it.
Don't say that.
They're getting there, and they're pushing that YouTube Red really hard.
Is there a YouTube without any commercials?
Well,
it's like $30, I think, a month, something like that, and they're talking about, like, you get, like, your sports, you get all that kind of stuff, and so, the thing I was reading about it, a lot of people are doing the cable cutting.
Yeah.
They're going to streaming video. And they said, like, the average person does not watch more than 20 TV channels. And so a lot of people are like going, you're sending me I'm buying a bloated package that I'm not using a ton of. And so that's where, like, a YouTube Red and things like that, YouTube's got their own, like, little thing where they're trying to say, look, you're only going to get a small, specific, like, you don't need more than 20 channels because we know you're not going to watch them.
But do you still get, like, I mean, in my house, the things we watch, live football.
I think you pick them.
All around the country.
Yeah.
So I
want the NFL package.
I'm not well versed in what YouTube is offering, but I would imagine I think that's it.
So what Denny's has showed me, and it's amazing a lot of people don't know about it, is ad block. I don't get a single commercial on any video I've ever played. In the last 3 years, no commercials. You download ad block, you put it on, and it blocks every commercial on YouTube.
Really?
I never have a...
I'm not good on YouTube, but you know what's happening now is I'm trying to get a lot of articles, and they're like going, we see that you have ad block on. So it's either turn it off.
Some of them will. They are getting like that.
Run into more and more articles now. I don't know how to turn my ad block off. So it's like a lot of kind of like, damn it, I don't know how to get it.
It's so easy.
I got to figure out how to turn it
one
off.
button.
Yeah.
It's
one
one button.
He's in Colorado.
Yeah.
I can show you. It's very easy, but I mean, it really does.
Turn it off?
To turn it on and off is a matter of, I'm not kidding you, under 5 seconds.
Whoa.
It's kind of the game is everybody's still trying to figure all this stuff out, what kind of content you're going to get where. And I think, too,
it changes every day.
Yeah, it changes every day, and you're seeing all media stuff kind of change. Like, I think podcasts, you're going to see more of them. You're going to probably, I think, in the future, I think some of the people are going to get fatigued because no one's going to be listening to their podcasts because there's so many. And you're going to probably start to see them be higher quality. Probably a little bit less in length and probably higher produced quality. We're like going, okay, because there's just going to be so much good stuff. So I think it's going to get better, because YouTube is doing really, really well. Let me see. Another email about Kevin's OCD. From Jessica.
You down with OCD?
Yeah.
You know me.
I've got it too.
She said, I often hear Kevin talk about OCD, and as someone with real mental issues, LOL, it kills me that he seems to see a compulsion disorder as a quirky trait. OCD is not about a preference like Kevin's desire to be neat and clean. It's a real issue that disrupts a person's life. Perhaps this article by Atlantic will clear things up. If Kevin really does like to be informed before making statements about something as he claims, then he should take a good look at what an actual mental disorder is, rather than treating as some sort of laughing matter, and how he wants his music organized.
Well, here's this. I've officially have been diagnosed with OCD. I was put on medication for it. So
she ain't putting you on blast. You're good.
I know she is, but just because
he wants to take your heat.
No, but I'm going to defend you. You can't.
There's different levels.
There's different levels of it.
Different people have different levels of it, and I think it affects some mildly. I would say you too, probably mildly.
Oh, I had to go to therapy for it. I got it kind of.
Kevin more mild than you.
Yeah. Well, you take away my fucking OCD.
But, I mean, sometimes you have to look at things in your life that give you stress and laugh about them so they don't really upset you. And I think that's what Kevin does.
Absolutely.
He realizes that, this is not how he would choose to live his life and require everything be so rigid and so like this and so like that. But he laughs about it because it makes him feel better.
He's not working on that new battle rap, fuck OCD.
No, and he's certainly not making fun of anybody who has a more severe case.
No, I have a really bizarre case, and if I did not make fun of it, I would go mad. You got to laugh at the things in life. You do.
Well, a couple things. One is over the years, I've gotten to a point where, to me, and I'll read the article that you have in the Atlantic, but when things start changing your behavior, and I'm getting to the point where there are places that I don't go and things that I don't do, and it's something that's, even when I'm there, I have kind of a tick about it. And I wouldn't say that I have a mental disorder. I'm not trying to claim anything like that, but I've got it in my family. My grandmother was, she was in the mental hospital 6 different times. My dad is on high impact lithium. He has issues. And as I get older, I've noticed some things. And I wonder if other people have ever gone to the point where you start to wonder if you are developing some kind of issue because of where you are.
Do you always see it?
No.
That's my question.
And so,
because I have people in my life that I know are getting way worse when it comes to their mental disorders. And one of them sees it, one of them doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, I think with anything, it's going to be different for everybody.
And I'm not there that I'm going to go to a doctor yet. I'll read articles and things like that. But there are things I'm noticing, especially in the last year, that they are in my mind to the point where it's like, like sometimes I'm removed. It's because I'm in my own head and I'm working things through. And it's like, and it's starting to cause some issues for me socially where people are, you all right? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. But it's like, I'm tweaking. I got a little tick going on.
Yeah, I mean, I was disrupting the class, and they had to call my parents and say, Jason keeps on kissing and winking to God, and it's kind of distracting everybody.
So,
I could see that.
So Oriental look into it.
That's hard for a teacher to teach when you got a kid.
Well, it was literally this.
The whole time she's
winking,
trying
and
to
people are
teach.
like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? I think one kid even said that.
Are you flirting with God?
No, it was a whole weird thing that, another podcast.
Yeah. And part of it is, I mean, the one thing too is, comedy is real. It's about exaggeration.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And so when you do something like that, you exaggerate. And this is one of the things that I think that there's been the problem with comedy. And you see this a lot now. Because comedy is exaggeration. It's taking something and saying, to the extreme because it makes it funny. But what's happening is when you do that, you marginalize a minority population. Somebody has whatever. And that population now today has more of a voice and they're vocal about it because they're like going, hey, wait a minute, you're stepping on my toes. I really do have a mental disorder. I've got this problem or whatever.
They go on Twitter, Kevin's a dick.
And that's what happens. And a lot of comedians are getting skewered because they are saying things that are meant as exaggeration to make it comedic, and people are going, oh, wait a minute.
I'll tell you one person.
And I don't think they're meaning to offend. They're just meaning to make it funny by exaggeration.
I'll tell you one person who does not give a fuck about who he offends is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Have you seen his 2 new Netflix?
I have watched them, and I like them.
The first one, I told Kevin, because he hadn't seen him yet, the first one when he's at the auditorium, that's laugh out funny. The second one almost plays like a podcast. He's almost kind of like giving you ideas and then mixing some funny shit in there. But I mean, he goes after everybody, white people, black people. I mean, everybody. He goes transgender people. He goes after himself. He goes after the audience.
He's just good.
He is a funny son of a bitch.
Yeah, I saw that was coming out. I can't wait to watch that.
He's in some hot water. People are. But he's at a level. There's no way he writes the stuff he's doing, goes out on stage and says, "I'm not going to get some heat." He knows he's going to get heat. I think he needs heat.
Yeah, and I think that hopefully we can get back to, and I think we went over the line in 2017 with people like trying to make somebody's making a joke because of exaggeration. And I think that there is a definite line between the two when you're really like oppressing somebody and you're trying to make something humorous.
A lot of it too is the media, Kev. The making
Absolutely.
They make it out like everyone is so offended about everything, and that's just not the fucking truth. Not everyone's offended by everything. They make it seem like you can't say this because everyone's going to get mad. That's not true.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get back to that a little bit, and there will be a difference between it. Where you can go ahead and joke, look, I don't mean to make you feel bad. I don't mean to whatever.
It's just about trying to have some common bonds and make people laugh.
That's it. I got this from our bud Chase, who said, I was thinking of something you guys could do when you come back. What if you did predictions for who will die this year in terms of celebrities? Just thought it'd be a good idea, and I would love to hear it on the show. Hear you guys talk and laugh about who isn't dead, but who we thought would die in this next year. You always go to old people, but that doesn't seem to be able to count. That seems like that's cheating.
No, and then if you say, "Oh, Taylor Swift," you dick, you're killing off Taylor Swift.
What?
That's another one where some people. It's really funny. That's so offensive.
Well, I think the thing that always gets us are the ones that are surprising. A couple years ago it was Prince. I think in this last year, Tom Petty. There's some that completely catch you off guard with celebrity deaths every single year.
I know Tom Petty took such good care of himself.
I really were you not were you so I was surprised.
I was shocked, but I mean I'm not like I was bummed out and I was sad, but I wasn't completely like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Well, then you look at guys like Keith Richards and Mick Jagger, and you're like, how come time hasn't taken them yet?
You always hear that one story. My grandma died at 103. She smoked, she drank, she fucked. I mean, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
She lived a great.
Grandma was great in bed.
You know what I mean? They paint grandma.
She would jump in your
Grandma
ass.
really just savored life. She loved it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the celebrity deaths from 2017. A lot of them, yeah, you're not surprised. Like the old Judge Wapner, I was surprised he was still alive.
Oh. Yeah, I know.
The Wop.
Some of them like Don Rickles, I mean, you're like, okay. But then, there were others that were surprising, like Bill Paxton, Charlie Murphy. Was another one that was just surprising to me.
Alan Thicke.
That one bothered me so much.
That one bothered me so much.
Because he was having just a regular day. He was even giving the thumbs up after he had the attack. And they're like, all right, he's going to be okay. And then curtains.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Those when you have those things where there's something that happens where, yeah. And I don't know how Chester Bennington. I don't know how you could ever, predict those.
You can't.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You just name a bunch of random celebrities.
It's not that fun either. Like, oh, let's predict the next guy's unfortunate death.
It's dark.
Mm-hmm. Next person to die on the KVJ show.
I feel like we can do that one because that's us, and that I feel good about. Honestly,
first to die.
I think it's me. I do think it's me.
Do you really?
I do, and I think it's not going to be old age.
I don't know. I think it's always surprising. Who knows? It's always surprising because I think that probably right now, after people listen to this and Ann's resolutions for you, eating better, all this kind of stuff, be like, oh yeah,
no,
yeah, statistically, yeah.
I think I'm gonna get murdered. I think
murdered.
Yeah, I do. I think I'm gonna either get murdered or it's gonna be like an accident of some. It's not gonna be like what you're talking about. Yeah, it'll
be because of will it be your own or will it be a victim? Will it be clumsiness?
It could be both. It could be, oh shit, I just tripped into a murderer's house. Oh, you're dead, fuckface. I mean, it could go that way. Or it could be just I walk in front of a car in an accident.
Yeah, we've had death psychics actually predict your death.
They all been wrong, though. Still standing over
That's
here.
why I think you're probably going to be the last to go. Oddly enough, that's going to be the weird irony of it. There's going to be one day he's going to look around and be going, gosh, I'm the last. Even Suits is dead.
He Mr. Magoo's it through life.
Yeah.
Denny's is dead.
Oh.
Oh, man, Miss Denny's.
Then it really is victims galore.
I miss Denny's.
It's going to be a sad day, isn't it?
That would be sad.
It would be.
Going to be a sad day. Let me see a couple of shout-outs here. I want to say what up to Michael in Atlanta. I ran into him. I was with the whole family, even the parents. I was at Whole Foods.
In Atlanta?
No, he's from Atlanta. He was down here. And I was at the Whole Foods on Palm Beach Lakes. And I'm happy they said hey. We're grabbing some food. So his brother was with him and had a couple other people, so I got to say hi to them. So it was awesome. Sent an email saying, hey, thanks for taking a moment. Not a problem anytime. Also, Ronald, a while back, ran into Jay Bird at BurgerFi. Took some selfies. Denny's was there as well, apparently.
Which is your BurgerFi of choice? Are you City Place?
Well, if I order, yeah, I'll get it from City Place because they deliver now.
Oh.
Yep. So there you go. So I had some good stuff to say about everybody on the show. So love you too, Bucker. That's from Ronald. So
I think I remember Ronald.
The Harborside BurgerFi, they're big fans of the show.
Are they?
And during Christmas, we had our whole Santa's North Pole set up with all of our toys coming in and out for Little Smiles. So the manager over at BurgerFi would come over every day and feed all the volunteers and not charge them.
Yeah, no, no way.
I gave everybody kids meals. I saw him do it like 2 or 3 times.
They're all. Well, we met some of the owners, didn't we? Or part of that
part of
chain.
that team. I mean, they're just solid people.
They are.
They step up and do the right thing, and they're just kind.
They got great relish there. I love their relish. Mm-hmm. Shit, I am hungry.
Their fries are out of this world.
And also, John, he said, today is my wife Crystal's birthday. Yeah. Quick little chant for Crystal.
Crystal.
There you go. All right. Back for 2018, baby.
Despite your protests, we're back.
We are back. That's it, man. Appreciate it.
I'm glad to be back, to be quite honest with you.
I know. There's a certain point when you're like, okay. I mean, I traveled a lot. Mom was broke. I had to come back home.
Yeah, I like being more in a routine, and I actually like my job.
And you feel like off kilter too. You're like, what day is it? I didn't know what day it was. I didn't know
back to normalcy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can send those emails, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. I want to say a big thanks to Bud's Chicken and Seafood, 7 different locations in Palm Beach County.
Did you see how many families had Bud's Chicken and Seafood Christmases?
Yeah, they did.
That was so awesome.
Our boy Luigi, too, was down here, and he checked it out, sent an email about that.
Yeah.
So good stuff, checking it out and catering and getting the bird sauce. 7 locations in Palm Beach County. Make sure you check out Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Y'all have a great day. We will talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.